Good morning. My name is Elizabeth Chimaza, and welcome to the Content and Examination-Based Content classes for English Communication A Policing Certificate Semester 1. Welcome to the Certificate Policing Module 2, English Communication 1A in particular. I'm your tutor for English Communication 1A, and I will mark your assignments as well as the examination for this subject. I wish you all to be hardworking, dedicated, and self-driven students in this course. This presentation will cover the examination questions as well as the content you will find in the English Communication 1A. General guidelines on writing examination will be explained. Subject overview. Throughout your career, you will be required to describe events in English in your own words. The official language for Namibia is English, although this has only been the case since independence in 1990. Prior to independence, English and Afrikaans both held official language status, although in reality, the majority of communication on official basis was conducted in Afrikaans. People must have a clear purpose in learning English. They must know why they want to learn English. One may just want to act efficiently as a police officer, serving customers. Here, too, you will need to know English to deal with your module or to deal with your more valuable customers. English is one of the most widely language spoken around the world, as well as the most taught. Many people learn English as their foreign or second language. It is the lingua franca of business. If you learn English, you'll be able to get ahead professionally. Let's look at the learning exit outcomes for this module. Upon completion of this module, you should be able to identify different parts of speech, explain the use of punctuation marks, explain the use of tenses in English, explain how to and combine sentences, illustrate the use of different types of questions, use active and passive voice and apply direct and indirect speech, explain skimming, scanning, and intensive reading method. Examination questions. These examination questions are discussed as they appear on the tutorial letter of 2018. Here are the following sentences. Please note that when you are writing the exam, the sentences are not going to come as exactly as we are discussing them. These are just sample questions. Discuss the importance of a police student to have knowledge of the use of comparative and superlative form. Here you are required to discuss, you are expected to give a clear description of the importance for the policing student to have knowledge of the use of the comparative and superlative form. When we talk of the comparative and superlative form, we are talking about the adjectives. Use examples on how to use comparative and superlative form of adjectives in policing. Question 2. Differentiate the use of a colon and semicolon and give examples of each in a sentence. To differentiate is to give only the differences between the use of the semicolon and the colon. So what you need to know here is you need to know the characteristics of a colon, you need to know the characteristics of a semicolon, and then you need also to give examples of each punctuation mark in a sentence. Question 3. Give the significance of why and how sentences are joined together. Give examples of each. So when we join sentences using conjunctions. So in this instant, you need to master the use of conjunctions. You need to also explain the reasons of joining sentences. Why do we join sentences? So when you're studying, please pay attention to the reasons why we join sentences and also give examples on how to join sentences in English. Question 4. Discuss different types of questions for investigating a case and give examples of each. We have different types of questions in English. So in this particular module, there is a section that is dedicated to the different types of questions. So when you're studying, just look at those type of questions as well. So in this question, you need to list the type of questions for investigating a case and give it examples of each type of question. Question 5. Discuss skimming, scanning, and intensive reading method and give examples of each. You need to define what is skimming. You need to define what is scanning. You need to define what is intensive reading. Also discuss. In the module, it's extensively explained. So read and understand so that when you get this type of question, you are sort of like summarizing what you have read. Change it to your own understanding, write it in your own words so that you don't copy and paste what is exactly in the module. Question 6. Complete the sentences using the bold words, using the words in bold. So you are going to be given a set of words where you have to take those sentences, those words, and complete the given sentences. Use the words from the table to complete the missing words in the text given. Question 7. Read the following text and underline the correct answer. So what you do in this question, you read the text carefully and then you underline the correct answer from the given words. So in this particular text, it's whereby you get two words. They are slightly different or they are different in spelling. So you need to choose the correct word and then you underline it. You need also to pay attention to spelling and to grammar. Question 8. Rewrite and make corrections on the following sentences that are grammatically wrong. Correct all the grammar and spelling mistakes and rewrite the sentences correctly. 8.2. Read the sentences and identify the adjectives and the noun that is being described. What you need to do here, you need to identify and write down the adjectives and nouns in the sentences. Indicate whether the following statements are true or false. You need to read the statements carefully and indicate whether they are true or false. These type of questions are a bit tricky because some of the statements, they appear to be true, some of the questions, they appear to be false. So what you need to do, you need to read the statements, all the statements carefully and choose your answer wisely. Question 9. This might be a multiple choice section, where you are given a set of questions and a set of multiple choice answers. So you choose the correct answer from the multiple choice provided. This section mainly focuses on the grammar, that is the part of speech, and the punctuation marks. Question 10. Identify the following part of speech. In this question, you are given a passage, and then on that passage, you have to identify the nouns, the verb in its present tense, the verb in its infinite or simplest form, the plural verb, the pronoun, the preposition, the conjunctions, the definite articles, and the two different indefinite articles. So identify and write the following part of speech from the passage that is provided. Now B, you need to rewrite the above passage and insert the appropriate punctuation marks and correct spellings. So basically what you do is you rewrite the passage using the correct punctuation, spellings, and grammar. Instructions and information to candidates, what you should do in this exam. You need to provide sufficient answers, meaning do not write too much or too little. Also check the mark allocated to determine the length of your answer. Try by all means to use your own words and refer to your experience, to your own experience. Make sure your statements or ideas make sense of what you intend to say. Good luck with this exam. Do not hesitate to contact me should you experience some challenges in your studies. My contact details are email zabe.chim@yahoo.com. My cell phone number is 0817 356 991.